Happy Nurses Week. Oh wait, I was that last week? Nurses Week? I think so. Well, Happy Nurses Week anyway, since I didn't wish you that last week. So I wanted to talk to y'all today about relationships for nurses and nurse anesthetists like me and doctors and really all of us in healthcare. And the reason is I was talking to my friend yesterday about how in healthcare, we just want to salvage people. We want to recycle them. We want to take something that's not working and make it work. And sometimes this extends even into relationships. And he was telling me, Nick, that's masochism. And so we had an argument about it. And in the end, he won, which is why I'm doing this today. But it's true. In anesthesia, let's say their heart rate is high, they have some chronic pain. I think they're going to wake up nuts after the anesthesia and start swinging at people. So I might add a dexmedetomidate infusion, and maybe even on top of that, an esmolol infusion that will help keep that heart rate low, maybe help a little bit with chronic pain, things of that nature. And when I worked as a nurse on the floors, it was the same thing. You take some warmed milk with magnesia, mix in a little prune juice, combine that with a psych consult, and I think that really helped with the patient to get some crap out of their souls and their bodies and really everything else. So my main point is that a lot of what we do is based on fear. Now, in my books, which you can get at author.to/Nick Angeles, it's on Amazon, it's on Smashwords as well. I talk a lot about paranoia, how this is rewarded in healthcare, how if you're crazy, if you think, oh, this terrible thing might be happening to my patient, even though 9 times out of 10, well, actually, more like 99 out of 100, maybe 9,999 out of 10,000, people really respect you. Like, oh, they're so vigilant. They prevent that bad thing from happening. But the problem is, it's kind of like the boy who cries wolf. For me, if I say, there might be something wrong with this patient, I'm not sure. People pay attention because I never cry wolf. Like, I usually have a good reason for worrying if I'm going to worry, which I'm not really the worrying type. But again, fear. Fear is what drives a lot of our behavior in healthcare because we're vigilant because we don't want something terrible to happen. That's reasonable. We're not psychos. We care about people, all that. But that extends to our relationships. And I forget who told me this, but it was based on scientific studies. I'd like them references. Like the way I cite my sources? Yeah, I thought you would. But fear and gratitude cannot exist in the same space. It is literally impossible for humans to both be afraid and grateful at the same time. I mean, think about it. You're running from a grizzly bear. Your thoughts are never, ever, I'm so glad you're the apex predator. You're on top of the food chain. The whole ecological system works because of you, and that makes me so grateful. It doesn't happen. You can't have both at the same time. So we don't want to fail. We want to persevere. In our relationships, we try as hard as we can to make things work, but that sets up a performance mindset. Similar to work, where it's like, I don't want to mess this up. I want this patient to do well. And the very act of using fear as a motivator to make something work makes us slow down and actually speed up and forget to be grateful. So since Nursing Week was last week, you can at least be grateful for that tote bag, that ambidextrous watch, or am I trying to say androgynous? I don't think I'm trying to say ambidextrous. I don't think I'm saying ambivalent either, though you may be ambivalent about some of the gifts that you got. Like, this is nice, but it's not really that great. Anyways, I need you to slow down, to try to remove fear from your life, to do some self-care. As I say in our Behave Wellness blog, that's not bonbons and chocolates in the bathtub with bath bombs, but self-care is in really taking care of yourself. And sometimes taking care of yourself means you're not putting yourself first, because then everything just revolves around you, and that's an unhealthy way to live and an unhealthy way to respond to those around you. But today, I want you to try practicing gratefulness for what you do have, not for what you don't have, and see how that affects your relationships and even how it affects your patients, how it affects what you do at work. This is Nick Angeles.